Hey everybody, welcome back. Good runs is the silence so far. Last one, can I say it? Cool Sacred Bark Burst Alchemized Synergy, otherwise kind of boring. Interesting that it happened, but kind of boring. Now, this is the card we were looking for literally the whole time yesterday. I like Envenom. I think Envenom is a good card. It's upgrade hungry, as they like to say. And we probably are better off not playing it early, especially until it costs 1 energy. But I think gives us an awesome and dare I even say interesting theme to build towards. What's the interesting theme? Cheap attacks or attacks that hit multiple times. That's not interesting. What do you want it to do? Be Killers of the Flower Moon? It's a deck builder, okay? Cut it some slack. I do like a sneaky strike. And my whole thinking is we start with a survivor, which gives us a realistic chance to play sneaky strike for free, and it gives the poison all the same. It could be a poison discard deck. Absolutely. I mean, Envenom doesn't mean it has to be a quote-unquote poison deck. I think you've created a false dilemma there, my man. Envenom just means that when you do attacks, son of a gun, they have a little extra punch. Let's put it that way. Now, if I'd known where this was going, I probably wouldn't be super stoked to play Envenom like for 1 damage on turn 8 or whatever. But okay, let's take a Tactician. If this is gonna work, though, I hate to not remove a card there, but let's call it like we see it. It's a little spicy here. In order to make this deck work, we're going to need more discard engines. Really, like dagger throws are the easiest one to add, man. Calculated Gamble could work, though. If you draw like none of your discard engine, you'll be stoked to see Calculated Gamble, because if you draw any things that get payoffs from having discarded a card that turn, I mean, you're off to the races, man. Let me see what we got here. I think we want the free Bouncing Flask. Now, just bear with me. I think this deck is gonna, well, this run is gonna suck a little bit until we get a few more pieces. So I wouldn't look at this first floor and be like, oh, you're cooked because you're taking 50 damage against whatever this guy's called, Gremlin Knob, right? On turn 3 or 4. Just give us some time to get something going. A Cloak and Dagger upgraded works nice with Envenom. Receive Establishment and store a card? Nah, man, that's okay. You hold on to that one for me, alright? Pen Nib. I kind of would rather not fight an elite, but it's the situation we find ourselves in. And I mean, if we're being straight up, Envenom should, maybe it's not fair to say it would make short work of these sentries, but it would help us work them down pretty quick. Can't believe I'm playing this for 1 payoff, but so be it. So after everything I've said, we may actually end up losing this run on this very fight. I hope that's not the case, but we're way behind the 8-ball. We're very far away from Pen Nib. We're not drawing our our discard engines, which makes sense because we're drawing like 7 dazes per turn instead. And we have it's there, but it's a very narrow runway. That might have been a great opportunity to actually take advantage of like winged boots. But you know what? Actually, just that 1 turn right there has me feeling like a little bit better about the optics of the whole situation. And then this turn has got me feeling very bad about it again. This turn is, there's been a great reversal of fortune on that one. That's not going to be good enough. Alright, that's honestly my bad. We should have winged boots away from the elite fight in that delicate situation. So you were right when you saw us taking the damage against the Gremlin Knob. You should have been like, why didn't you tell me? NL, this run's cooked. Let's go this way. That's fine. We'll take the coward's path. I mean, this is not like an 820 tilt where I'm just running it back out of rage, you know? Like a terror is a beautiful card. This just got off on the wrong foot. Go ahead and give me a dagger throw. Even more than a removal, and give me a backflip. And I think just then we got like a much better strike and a much better defend. I'm also going to cut a defend and put a much better defend in. And then I'm gonna put a much better defend in, but I would like to engage in maybe a little combat, but I guess I should have known when I chose this path, man. So we may actually get 2 free elites, and this is a nice bit of revenge for us here. Bag of marbles. You know, from the last run, maybe I harbor like a little aggro towards Skewer that is not fair for Skewer. I'm happy enough to see it, and you know what? Now I'm feeling okay. Now I'm feeling all right about this. So what's the play? The play is you take a lot of damage here. But hopefully, well, there's no hopefulness, I guess. It sounded a little bit more depressing than I meant it. You hope that you get to play Terror before you play Skewer again. Which is exactly what happened. I don't want to play Backflip because I don't want Backflip to have us accidentally draw Skewer. Now, it turns out that would have been amazing if that had actually happened. This does not quite do enough damage to kill you, but these working in conjunction do. Okay, that wasn't that bad. Enemies with weak deal even less damage. Very, very nice. Buddy, I think we can make Malaise work. I want Dagger Spray, but Dagger Spray at a common, I'm hoping we have other opportunities that... Beautiful. This is a beautiful ad. I'm hoping we have other opportunities to add it, whereas Malaise at a rare level, it means we don't have to take a Malaise from this boss. And you should... Honestly, we should... Here's a crazy play. I want you to be vulnerable. And I want the strength gain. So even though the Skewer play would have been big there, I do feel like this is more sensible. Now, this is a little dangerous. I'm not going to deny that, but... You're doing so much less damage, man. Because of the paper crane. That's meaningful. Could I get some attacks, please? Okay, that was not bad at all. Smiling Mask. Very bullish long term. We're already at the boss. What the heck's going on, man? Let's make Malaise better. This is not a great boss for Malaise, but we'll be happy to have it on the next floor. 12 damage. Let's start here. I'll take a very cowardly first turn. We roll 6 block over. That's like Terror and Skewer rolled up into one. Look at that. Look at that, man. And maybe now we should be talking about like I was just gonna say a Shiv build. Because Shuriken plus Shivs, they're natural bedfellows. Let me put it that way. It'd be nice to farm up some strength on you, if I would be so lucky. I'll be honest, I'm going to put Malaise on you right now. It's more just to get Malaise out of the deck. I don't think Malaise is going to be a big card on this fight. Anytime we get the chance to play 3 attacks in a single turn, we have to take it. 19 damage? No, not going to happen, man. I can hit you for 12 and feel good about it. Now this turn, do we want to break you? No. Next turn. Next turn we want to break you. It's gonna happen. Okay, there was no excuse for playing the cards that quickly. Worst Skewer of all time, too. We could have played, like, at least a dodge and roll. But I'm just happy to be here, okay? I'm just happy to be here. Draw discard is nice, man, but I think it's got to be Adrenaline. We're kind of like, we're a bit of a combo-focused deck. Enemies start with 1 strength, we get more energy. Or, I mean, Calling Bell is really hard to argue with, man. Vira, Duvudal, Molten Egg. Are we a curse build? I mean, we're strength up here. I will say, the other thing is, this is my personal way of playing the game, and the stats may not bear this out, to be fair. But I feel like as the Ascensions go higher, I personally feel like I use energy relics to paper over like a lot of the holes that I have in my deck as the enemies get stronger and stronger. So I'm kind of enjoying the opportunity, if I may be sort of an a-hole about it, to build a deck that's a little bit more elegant and not necessarily just relying on energy relics to do everything. You know what I mean? Like instead, this is in my head, but I don't want to change it. I do feel like there's a... It feels better to win a run. I guess it doesn't matter if we play it. Without having taken an energy relic. Now, I'm not saying an energy relic is like you're cheating the system or anything like that, because that's obviously not the case. Like, the game was designed with that in mind to a certain extent, but you feel like a little bit more big-brained, right? Don't you agree? Or am I... Maybe you're like, no, I feel like Corruption, Dead Branch, Snecko Eye, like the way that you won A20 is actually very noble. Well, maybe I got a little complex about it for whatever reason, but I'm chilling, but still. I'll take another dagger throw. There's still the possibility, man, like, we've added a lot of, like, generalized cards to the deck. What we want to do is add, like, now narrow it down a little bit. Like, we have a great scaffolding that can support almost any type of build. All we need to do now, like, this could very easily be a discard build. We got 2 dagger throws, and a survivor. We just don't have anything that, like, plays off of the discard yet. Eviscerate kind of does, but I might add it, but Bottled Flame is also very tempting. But, like, honestly, I don't have any attacks that are, like, good enough for me to care. If anything, I think we're happier to, like, cut and make our deck a little stronger, and Horncleat is just, like, a disgustingly good relic, I think. Now, I know that upgrading is better, but I love to keep the deck elegant, man, if I can. So I'm going to take that opportunity. I'm exploring a little bit. Sue me. Let's see what we got going on here. If our deck's thin enough, we don't need Bottled Flame anyway, because we'll just draw the attack that we want to draw every time. It's science. I got a real feeling that you are in for a world of hurt, brother. The full force of the Gremlin Leader is 9 damage. Actually, you know what? Forget about discard for now. We got to see where the chips fall. But what we're really looking for is, this is a Shiv build, man. If we could get Storm of Steel, every card, discard all cards, they all become Shivs. Like, that would be incredible for us. I feel like, is it even unlocked or something? Do I somehow have it not unlocked? Because I haven't seen it in all the runs we've done so far, but that can happen. Ninja Scroll? It's a sign from above, maybe? This is a very good thing. So I put it on the unit, I put the vulnerability on the unit with the most HP, because I feel like, yeah, and I was right. The unit with the lowest HP was going to be dead on turn 1. Which is a great thing to see. And it just keeps getting better, man. It just keeps getting better. You're going to have to punch through 19 block next turn. I'm just being polite. I don't think that's going to happen. We got, like, a pretty incredible thing going here. I almost feel like, is it possible for us to add too many cloaks and daggers? So this is not going to make me a popular person. 1,000 Cuts kind of works in a Shiv deck. It also, like, drastically slows down the run for what I consider to be a relatively small amount of damage. I don't want Necronomicon, and I don't respect the other ones. So that's my cross to bear, but I take those. This time, I think we could take extra strength on turn 1, considering we have the Shivs. And this, what are we, like 8 minutes into the run here? This might be the fastest run. Unless we die, this might be the fastest run you're ever going to see out of me. Because this is kind of outrageous. We should use strength as well. I mean, I feel like we don't care about taking a little damage, man. What do we care? And, well, you know what we do care? Because we can use the Cloak and Dagger to get a little extra damage out there. There's 160 damage turn 1. Certainly feeling pretty good about that. Now, I could work you over pretty nice here. I could also make you essentially do nothing for the rest of, well, until you get to half HP, which is going to happen in like a turn or two. But by the time you get there, bud, I'm going to have gained a little bit of extra strength, and then it's going to be even worse for you. You got serious problems. I don't know what you're going to do on this turn, but I don't think it's going to get the job done, my man. And this is like without an accuracy in the deck. An accuracy would pop, dude. I don't even know what I'd be looking for here. It's okay, and Venom is admittedly like pretty great. And then maybe like, I was hoping for like Wrist Blade. Weirdly enough, I think we want Empty Cage. I asked for an elegant deck. They're giving me the opportunity. Appreciate that. But yeah, what about Wrist Blade is like 0 cost attacks do 3 more damage or something, right? That would hit the spot. Oh, my bad. That one's my bad. You can't cope with me, right? Yeah, you're cooked. Weirdly enough, I actually feel, and I've thought this before, this is not like the first time. I feel like if your Shiv deck is good enough, Infinite Blades, which gives you a Shiv every turn, actually slows you down. And I recognize that it sounds like one of the dumbest statements a person could possibly say in Slay the Spire. But all I can say is that at the very least, if your Shiv deck is really popping, I think you can make the argument that you don't need it. And that's how I feel about what's going on right here. I can't believe they're both going to come back to life. You know what? Great, more opportunity for me to farm strength. You did it to yourself, bud. And that's what really hurts. I can't believe you're going to live. Why would you skewer there when you could play a blur? And I mean, we don't need the block, but it's like, it's the principle of the thing. David Suzuki, it's the principle of the thing. So a slice is good with Shuriken, obviously. Do we need it? Probably not. Dude, well, now I'm going to take it. I'm going to keep the curse in my deck. To get Duvu dolled to make us that much stronger. It might be hubris, but like, let's give it a chance. I just looked at our clock. Are we seriously like 7 seconds into this run? Disgusting. Look at this, man. 160 damage, 100 turns of vulnerability, 5 poison. It's never been more over for you, man. I guess I should remember, I also have Ice Cream. So, like, there's no point in just burning... Well, there's a point. We amp up our damage by 10% per card. But, like, if we're already cleared on block, we may not want to play more... defends than is necessary, but whatever. I mean, maybe it's not a good sign for the game that I'm in whatever mode, but... It's whatever complimentary, not whatever, like, insulting. You know, it'll be funny. It's just, it's hard to justify a 2-cost power when we don't have, I'd really like to remove this pain, by the way. Not gonna happen. It's hard to justify a 2-cost power when we haven't taken an energy relic, but whatever. Whatever. What is this? Damage? Damage? Him, her, bodies, bodies, bodies. Still not bad. Probably something to be said for, like, getting used to taking damage. Because it's not Ascension 1 anymore, it's Ascension 3, okay? Things are getting very serious. Can I tell you, man? Unsung hero, maybe there's lots of sung heroes on this run. Unsung hero of this run, mutagens, mutagenic strength. You see the power of having 3 extra strength on turn 1? It's doing outrageous work. Okay, buddy, while we're here, just put the powers in the bag, okay? Because we might as well heal a little bit. Never mind, I've killed you. Fossilized helix, though. We don't need another slice. It's just too much for a guy like me. Like, even in Venom, the fact that it costs us 1 energy is kind of annoying. That's what I was just going to say. If we could get it for 0 instead, because we do want the heal. Now, I don't think we need to double up on the poison. Yeah, it might strike you as a little bit hubristical, but I don't even remember who the boss is, dude. You're the nightmare. Pain is the nightmare for us, and we can't even discard it. Well, then don't play your cards, man. Just play Blur and get out of there. We should have removed that from our deck. Do we still have the opportunity? I would love to have the opportunity to remove that from my deck. I thought there was no way we either don't kill you or take damage, but you've clearly, you know, you've turned it around on myself. You are dead for sure next turn. We don't even have to do anything, but playing a power would be sick. Oh, we have to do one thing. Simply don't need it, man. The bottled tornado with, with an envenom. Okay. Be smart about it. Be smart about it. So am I just gonna go in on you? I guess I'm just gonna go in on you. Because I have so much strength on turn 1. And there's a couple of, like, possibly great outcomes. One is you hit for 1 big attack. And that's exactly what's happening right here, which means we can avoid the damage. The other one I was thinking is you have a big attack, we can't avoid the damage, but we just tank it thanks to Fossilized Helix. So that is like the easiest flying spaghetti monster I've had to fight in a long time. Holds up Spork. I'm going to try something here, okay? I'm going to play both of these powers, and then I'm going to see what we can accomplish on 0 energy. And I think the answer is going to be not much. We drew no other skills. Okay, well, at least we could take you out. We're only going to take 11 damage, but yeah, okay. So, you know, as head empty as the run has seemed so far, it turns out you still got to, you know, use your head a little bit. Maybe not a ton, but at least a little bit. Like, don't get it twisted. This may be one of the easiest wins you're ever going to see, but... And dude, this is what I always got to remember about the Ironclad. Or sorry, about the Silent. I'm always like, oh, the Silent, like, oh, it's such a, like, a defensive character. And you can build him that way, but having just gotten off of the Ironclad Ascension run, I'm like, dude, the Ironclad is, like... I feel like way more consistently defensive because of, the possibility of, like, barricade, entrench, you know, exhaust builds with body slam and stuff like that. I'll live with that. Whereas, like, the Silent can also have some pretty potent games, dude. We're gonna lose Fossilized Helix here. Like, we got some very aggressive early turns, at the very least. Now, sometimes we don't draw what we want to draw, and that's, you know, a little disappointing, but... It's no slouch, let's put it that way. I'm not saying one's more defensive than the other. And maybe the Silent, as of right now, in my head, has a little extra work to get, like, the kind of offense that can easily be solved in an Ironclad deck by just... I'm gonna take the rest. By just, like, getting a Carnage or a Bludgeon or something, but... I think I owe it to myself to dump this pain. Then play 1,000 cuts. I know this guy's going to get stronger. It is what it is. Play your adrenaline. Play your envenom. And then now, like, it's... Admittedly, Akabeko could hit better, but let's just get you going here. You do 22 damage. I don't really mind. So I could have popped plated armor, but I was waiting because we might as well get the toy ornithopter value out of it, right? For you... I think I'm going to take the strength gain and then hit you with like a... technically a 2-cost malaise. And now I think, like, nothing's going to stand in our way. Let's put it that way. It's similar to the last run. I think if we wanted to, we could save up for a big skewer. But we also love spending our energy to, like, stack up poison on you. Let's put it this way. We got very little to complain about. Probably. We're also tanking the pain from the deck kind of nice, which is, it doesn't always happen. So you should be dead next turn. It would be nice to farm up 3 strength on this turn. It's gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. Alright, now we are in a little bit of a race. We have to, like, they're gonna start to do a lot of damage. We'll definitely be okay taking a little bit of HP damage. I guess I could have played Dagger Throw at any point. In order to build up our strength and also build up the poison. 5 poison is small, but you gotta start somewhere. As John Bryan said. Yeah, I think you're done, bud. Now, it wasn't the fastest run we've ever had, okay? But it was a nice compensation for the last run being very slow. It has me feeling a little bit better about my skills as a gamer, even though both of those runs, you know, they're going to end with the same result. And there's something to be, well, hopefully end with the same result. But there's something to be said about my psyche. I mean that in the most derogatory sense. That this run feels better than the last run. But there's also something to be said about feelings, man. I'm not saying what you feel must always be true, but for something as inconsequential as your results in Slay the Spire, sure, maybe I'll trust my heart on that one, unless it makes it into the Olympics. All right, good run. Ascension 3 in the books, still getting our feet wet. Thanks for joining me. Don't worry, it will get more difficult soon. If you've enjoyed it, click the like button. It helps out a great deal, and I'll see you next time. See ya!